Um, my stream wasn't streaming. Um, I just had to select Clip Studio Paint in my sources. Because it was telling me I didn't have the right key. I didn't have the right. I was like, my Twitch is connected. I don't understand. But I figured it out. I am so smart. I'm going to do a really, really late night stream. This is gonna go like past midnight to, well, however long. Just because I can't sleep. I'm pretty filled with inspiration and imagination. And what a perfect time to be filled with inspiration and imagination, because I need to work on a new Pride line of stickers for this June, because I had um, they were Pride themed Labubus. I drew a bunch of Labubus and had them like 16 different pride flags I had. If I could just get my one of my eyes to stop closing on its own like that. I had 16 different pride flags for like, and a Labubu for each one. And so Labubus I don't know if they're like controversial. They're definitely out. The trend has died, unfortunately, as much as I loved them myself, which is why I went with Pride Labubus. Um, but the face, it's like that creepy cute type face that people either really love or they really hate. And having Labubus at my booth kind of just gave people, well, people took their own permission to see something I loved so much at my own artist's table and just tell me how much they hate Labubus. And that's unpleasant. That's unpleasant for someone to come up, even if they're not insulting my art. They're just kind of like, oh wow, Labubus. Wow, yeah. I hate those things. I think they're so creepy. I hate them. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, sir. So we're gonna be doing a new line, a new line of Pride themed stickers to replace my Labubus. I'm gonna have a last restock of those, and we're gonna be replacing them with little jesters. Cause what better on theme neutral, well, unless you have a clown phobia, I suppose. What better on theme, less trendy type, gestures have been around for so long. It's not a fast fashion trend. But it works with the theming of my table, my account. I guess I'm just gonna have to go for it. I don't really have an idea of um, like style or anything when it comes to these gestures. So I'm just gonna freehand a design and then tweak it. I mean, what else can you do? I wonder if they should all have some sort of harmony or something, some kind of... Oh, definitely whimsical. I'll give them my whimsical eyelashes. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I definitely want them to show a little bit more of my original art style than like I used like the official card that Labubus came with my to do my original, not original design, but my base design. My base design. So here we have a sweet little face here. We'll give her him or her. I kind of want all my gestures to be somewhat gender neutral. But I suppose this one will be our progressive pride, since we'll go kind of down the line. But let's do... Oof. I'm gonna do like an action line here. Yeah. No, I don't like that hat. That's not a heart. Is it? Hmm. She looks very sweet. I wonder if I might not make her the lesbian pride jester. Let's give her a big ol' collar. No, that's not coming out right. How do I make it look like the other side? That's a little better. Let's make, I want the silhouette to be strong. So let's move this down here so her eyelash can peek out. Yeah, I think I might make her the lesbian pride one instead. And then we'll add hearts. I'm gonna open one of my Pride Labubus, cause I want a color pick from there. I do, yeah. I don't want to have to like open Google, do this match, pick a flag. I did the Googling and I did the color picking, so now I'm going to use. I don't know if you can see my my pictures open or not, but I'm gonna go down to stickers and buttons, and then I have a Pride Labubus folder, and I'll just open one of each. I'll just open one of each. And while I did make about like 16 Pride Labubus, I want to do more for this new line, because I missed like demi girl, demi boy, gender fluid. Those were highly requested of me. Oh, we're not doing progressive pride. We're doing lesbian pride. So how many hearts do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. So we shall draw 7 hearts. Let's erase these. You know what? I forgot to hit record. I think I'm still early enough that I can... Yes, I can erase the whole thing. I can hit record, and then I can press Control Y, and it'll show everything that I just erased, and it'll record the rest. Yes! Awesome! Okay, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Let's do big, less big. There we go. Oh, they might be getting a little too small. I want to do them kind of cascading. There we go. That's got some real good motion to it. That's looking pretty good. What else should we do? We should do like decals on her face. She needs to have like gesture markings and such. So let's think of that. While I guess I'll do the collar a little more. I'll flesh it out before I do the line work. Nice, nice. There we go. And I think the collar needs something of like a frill, you know? Oh, you know what? You know what I love Clip Studio Paint for? Actually, is let's go to clothing. When I do the line art, I'll be able to add this, but I have like a frill uh brush, and even more so, which I think will be better for this, is a lace brush. So I'm definitely going to be utilizing those. And buttons, yeah, I'm going to be utilizing these for sure. See, we got a zipper, we got a chain. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Bead chain, those are nice. All right. So I don't know if her hat seems a little plain. Yeah, let's add. We're gonna do gosh, it's so curved. It's so curved that I'm gonna have to really think about it when it comes to this design. Okay, there we go. Okay. That's just the first step, the stripes, because then we want to do diamonds. But they're curved, so like hold on. I'll get it, yeah. No, that's turning out to be more like snakeskin than actually, no, it's not turning out bad. Yeah, actually, that's cute. That's super cute. Let's just go with that. Yay! And I'd say, no, we still need to do her face decals. Might be. I didn't even draw, like, the rest of her eyes. Like, I want her to have lashes down here. And we'll figure out what to do for the eyes themselves. Maybe just simple, like that. And then we can do one of those heart lips. There we go. That's kind of cute. That's super cute. But we still need, gosh, what kind of makeup to put on her? Maybe some of these? Yeah. And we'll do some like inverse makeup. I think that's pretty simple. Unless we add like the circles at the bottom. Yeah, we'll add circles at the bottom. And then these will be triangular. For the curvature of her face. Wow, she looks great. Tell me that doesn't look better than a Labubu. But I love Labubus. Don't worry about it. Okay. Gosh, I sketched that out so fast. I'm kind of wondering if there's not more that I should do. All right, okay. I mean, I guess. This is what's gonna kind of set it apart of, I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to have the same line art as every little thing I've done. I want it to give it something, a little difference of stuff. So let's see, real G pen. Oh, that's too big. Yeah, this might be like a little bit, this might be a little more textured, you know? That might be what I'm looking for. Yeah. There we go. I don't want it to be so clean and perfect. I want a little dimension in there. And you will see how my line art differs from my sketch, and how much I guess how much detail that I don't sketch out that I put into my line art. Very nice. We're gonna do her nose. And I think I will leave the heart out of the line art just because I want to do that with the color. So I'll be able to, I'll leave that out, and then I'll go in with the color. Don't forget the eyelids and those big fluffy. Oh wow. You know what? This brush is actually giving me way more dimension than my usual line art tool. I am in love with it for sure. Yeah. And then big fluffy eyelashes on the bottom. I used to do big fluffy eyelashes quite a bit growing up, and learning art. But somehow I started like a new art style that was really painterly, and they just stopped looking right. I don't know what it was. They stopped looking right, and I stopped doing them for quite a while. But now here I am back at it again with the fluffy eyelashes. Let's take a look without the sketch. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's given. That's given for sure. Let's see. Do we do... Let's do the outside of her face next. And honestly, as I start working on these guys, you'll hear me refer to them with whatever pronouns, because they're all just like I make these little clay figures called claybees. They have any and all pronouns really. It's just based on vibes at this point. Oh, my cat just jumped up on my... She just wants to join. She's gone into her little hutch on my desk. I have this shelf that I've made empty just for her. Because she just really wants to climb up in there. I don't know. She wants to sit with me as I draw sometimes, if she's not like actually getting in the way. It's a pretty solid ear. I don't think I've ever drawn an ear that solid. But yes, my new little kitty cat, she likes to join me. I got her to train her to be like an emotional support animal. Because I did this maybe like a year or two ago, and unfortunately I was really allergic to the cat, which was strange because my family has two cats, like, and I've never been allergic to them. I've never been allergic to a cat in my life, but for some reason, like this little girl, the allergies were insane. So I decided, I was like, you know what? Not until I can find a cat that is a breed that I know I'm not allergic to. And lo and behold, we have like a bout of like community cats that my mom actually used to feed until they started, using our yard as a bathroom. Um, so one of the baby kitties, she just she was really friendly. She just came into our life. She's a little calico, and I know I'm not allergic to calicos. But as we keep an eye on like the other community cats, we just decided to adopt this one, and she's been real good on the emotional support. She's been doing such a good job. The only thing is that she's still a kitten. She's about like 6 months old, so she's a little uh feisty, I guess. She can get a little too playful and start biting, or she's in that cat stage where she just knocks things off of your desks and such. So hopefully we can train her a little more. Once she gets older, she'll be pretty good emotional support baby. But her name is Miss Freckle. Her name is Miss Freckle. There we go. I've never flipped my canvas around so many times, but this hat is such an angle. Thank you. Real humans, not bots, for dirt cheap. Peakpie.com. Thank you for the love, Miss Bots. But it is like 12 a.m. for me. So unless there are people who are in another country or just really can't sleep tonight, um, I will be welcoming them for sure. This is my third stream ever. Congratulations, me. We are trying to be like stream our art. Honestly, I recently went through like a whole I want to do this for realsies with my art. I already attend like conventions and events and make money with my art table there, but I didn't have things like an online shop or other places you could reach me besides Instagram. So I really kind of took about a week, even though I was sick. I had a little cold from the convention, which is what inspired me to do this. Um, I took about a week to set up like a link tree, a coffee, a Twitch, an online shop, just about everything. And excuse me, I'm still a little sick. Setting up just about everything I could need for now. And so far it's been really fun. I feel like I'm doing a little bit more with my art. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more of a reach with people. I'll have to come up with some more reels on Instagram. I know that's what gets people going for artists. So I'll come up with some trendy reels, not to just like farm and like make content and burn myself out, but because I genuinely like it. I find it so fun. My reach is going and getting, and this journey has just been so amazing. I was able to work a quote unquote real job for about a year, but when it came time to do like my yearly convention here at home, gosh, I make about as much as I did when I working at my real person job, and that was one of the first things I noticed when I first started working a real person job is I was making as much with my art as I was working like almost full time. So I think I just decided, it's like, you know what, I'm gonna apply myself. Because the only thing stopping me from truly making as much was the fact that I didn't do enough events. If I applied myself and did as many events as I needed to do to like make the hours I did at my real person job, then I'd be set. I'd be set. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it for realsies this time. I'm gonna do my dues, apply myself, go to events, enough to kind of equal the hours that a job would equal. So far, I do have the one event coming up at the end of the month, and I am in leagues to do another, because I usually do this one called the Central Market. They are pretty awesome. The vibes are there. There's the crowd, there's the community, and it makes me so happy to be there. So they just announced it the other day. I'm going to pay the fee and return for sure. I had a really great time last time. And then while I was at the Central Market last month, one of the owners of another market invited me to theirs. So I've paid and signed up for the Makers Market. So I'll have the Makers Market I'm attending, and then I will return to the Central Market. And then one of the organizers for another market, funny enough, at the same place as the Central Market, they invited me to attend First Fridays, I believe is what it's called. So I can have events. I'm starting to find the events that I can line up to have the amount of hours I need to have to justify this jump, for sure. Because before this month, I've already done my the comic convention, so that's big whoop. I was very successful. Shout out to Mango Cannabis, who sponsored Friday. Friday for the convention was free for attendees to attend. So at El Paso Comic-Con, the Friday is usually a preview night. And we only have about 3 hours. Mostly VIP come to kind of check things out, see how it is. But this time, Friday was a full day from like 12 to 7. And I think it was the biggest turnout of the weekend. Like, Saturday is usually the biggest turnout, but BTS was performing in El Paso that weekend. BTS. Of course, all the fandom people are gonna head to watch their show. So Friday, when BTS wasn't performing and when the entry was free, we had a crazy turnout. And then because people weren't spending money to get into the con, a lot of them were spending money in the artist alley, in the vendors hall, and it made a lot of artists, a lot of vendors really happy. I think all of us had our most successful Comic-Con yet. And like I said, it was thanks to Mango Cannabis. They sponsored Friday. And I hope it's something we can do again in the future. And maybe Saturday will turn out to be pretty big again, because there won't be a BTS concert lining up with next year's. Is at least what I assume. Who knows? Maybe BTS loved El Paso so much that they're coming back. I think it created like a lot of money in the community. The revenue, but I mean, when people weren't upcharging for Airbnbs and such, I don't know if I like that heart on the end of the. Maybe just a circle, maybe just a bell. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Let me go ahead and erase that little bit that overlapped. This is going a lot quicker than I thought it would, honestly. Gosh, what time are we at? When did we start streaming? Where to find that information? Give me. I'm a look. Give me 1 second. I'm a look. Let's see. There's me streaming. Okay. I have 1 viewer. What? No, I don't. Stop. You're lying. Hello. If you are there. If it's me watching my own stream, then that's just embarrassing. Here we are. My session has been going on for almost exactly 30 minutes, which is pretty good. This is pretty good. I did I am setting up my streams to go around like 2.5 hours. So we'll see about that. This is so cute. I love jesters. And then I draw a little jester and I'm like, so cute. Okay. So time to do colors. Yes. Okay. So we're going to do the hearts first so we have something to color pick from. So can I color pick here and then bring it? Yes, I can. Wonderful news. So I'm going to use a real G pen to do this so that my colors are smooth. I could use my, let me see what happens if I use my real G pen. That's still not bad. But do I want like this little overlap of like texture if I already have? Yeah. We'll go with the little bit of texture, because like see here on the end, and I'll use my kneaded eraser. Because like I said, these are supposed to be kind of imperfect, and we'll get to the shading and stuff when we get to the shading and stuff. I keep clicking on the wrong Labubu map. Here we go. We're gonna get this orange. There we go. Orange. See how it comes out of the line just a little bit. It's got that slight imperfection that makes it look I don't know, kind of hand drawn. Honestly, what I wanted these to look like is I have like when I draw traditionally with pencil, it has a certain look to it compared to my digital work. I wanted to try and blend the styles, kind of marry them a little bit, and just see how it would work. So I'm trying to do something a little more gritty with a little more detail. So like we're gonna go ham on the shading for sure, because when it comes to pencils, I go pretty ham on the shading. So we're not gonna leave this flat. It's not gonna look flat. Those two hearts look really close together in terms of color, but I think once I have it all together, there we go. All right, okay, all right, okay. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. I'm pretty sure it'll all come together once I add shading. Let's do, gosh, what colors are we gonna add to everything else? So let's do a white face for like base. And let's color pick. This one's kind of like the closest to skin color. So real G-Pan. Do I want to just do, yeah. I'll just do the like, I'll lower the opacity. And then I'll kind of shade with that. I might change my mind, but this is I'm doing a new thing today. So So let's see if we can't pull it off successfully. He's getting those ears. And I don't know if, yeah, let's get a little bit on the top. We're gonna use this deep orange. Is that no? Maybe we should do opacity a little higher. No, you know what? We're using the purple. We're using the pink. Yeah, there we go. That's cuter. And then here's her nose colored. That's very cute. That's very cute. And then we'll give her eyeshadow. Under and over. And then like I'll blend this out is what I'll do. Alright, so let's get let's do a painterly blender because I want that texture. Is that? No, that's a little too smooth. There we go. Actually, let's try a textured blender. Let's just see what that looks like. Nope, don't like it. Wet bleed blender? That might be a little bit more what I'm going for. Nah. We'll do painterly. Yeah, this looks good. I think she just like shading on her actual dimensions. Yeah, there. Her skin is smoothed out. Maybe what color should I go in with? We could use like the light orange or the light pink. I'll do light pink. I'll do light pink and I'll set it on a new layer. And then we're gonna go in and give her all the shading she needs to have. Because I want to stick to my color palette. I want to stick to my color palette so much. So we're just going to shade with what we're given. And I mean, I think some pride flags will obviously have more colors to pick from than not, but it's a cool little challenge to do it this way. Because I've never stuck to a color palette before. I have always just thrown colors onto the canvas. I'm so bad at color theory and everything. That was what I would get in trouble with most when it came to like my art classes and such. To the point where like for most things I just started drawing in black and white. And then I had to think about my values and my contrast, and I still wasn't good at that part either. So, you know, we all learn. But she's looking so good. Oh my god, yeah. Adding the shading to the face is definitely what it was missing. Let me see if doing this on multiply looks any. Yeah, there we go. Because now you can see the original makeup. Is there any color that would look even better? Let's double check. Let's double check that we're not missing out something on a cooler. Well, let's keep it on multiply because I want to stay with the color scheme. So here we have a messily painted jester girl. Or a jester boy, whatever floats your goat. I personally am a really big fan of femboys. So much so that my VTube model, the real one that I want to get, because this one's a free version. The real one I want to get is a femboy. Yeah. Very excited for that. I am hoping to save up so much to help me get a customized model. I think that would be really, really cool, and I'm working my hardest to earn that. So if you can't support me monetarily, do share, like, tell your friends. If you can't, then someone else might. And I always appreciate shares and likes. It means people are watching, people are listening, and it's always really, really nice. It's really nice. So I have here's my self promo moment. I have an Instagram, my classic Instagram that I've always had. It is at 24houردreamer.art. I have all the events I'm going to be at on there. I have work in progress, full completed works. My stories are always active. And you can follow me through there. I kind of post a little bit of everything on there. And through my Instagram, you can find my link tree. My link tree is now where I have a coffee. You can buy me a coffee. I'm pretty sure it used to be Ko-Fi. They changed it. I know they did. It's not a Mandela effect. You can buy me a coffee. And what that does is it gives me a little pocket change to put away into the savings of something more. So I'll put that towards all my art goals. And I know this color isn't part of I know this color isn't part of the thing, but it's on the left. I want the shading. It looks cool like that. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, my Ko-fi lets me put my little tips and stuff away to a little squirrel fund for artists' means and such. So that's really nice. But you don't have to. Tipping is totally optional, always. The only thing that it might do for me in the future is if I decide to do sketch commissions for Ko-fi donators. Coffee donators. I swear it was Ko-fi. So that would be really cool to do. You can support me through there, or you can go directly to my online shop. I have a Squarespace where I currently have all my prints listed there. I have available prints. And I ship them out personally. So I prepare the package. You don't have to have a print on demand service where I have not checked the quality myself. There's no notes. You guys get a cute little note and a sticker and all sorts of stuff if you purchase a print from me through my Squarespace. And it's great because there are people who live outside of my own community that can browse the prints that I have if they can't make it to an event I'm attending. And they can see my entire inventory of prints. So I have all my originals and all my fan art prints there too as well. I do not have them listed as the fandom they are because I do not want to get a takedown. So if you find them, you can browse and see what you like, because there's a couple surprises in there. I know I have some old I say old, but I'm a Homestuck through and through. Homestuck trash forever, I'd say. You can find some of that in there for sure. Along with the newer fandoms, older fandoms. I'm a big fan of Kingdom Hearts, so I do have some new Kingdom Hearts prints available in there. Um, I am working to have like what's it called? Like stickers and stuff. I want to add like my originals on there, like original sketches and paintings because I paint as well, on there so that people can get a look. People can get a look, but I need to figure out shipping and item details, weight, all that stuff. So I need the means to do that. So if people support me through purchasing my prints, it will allow me to upgrade to packing material for stickers, packing material for originals. Yeah, so that's what supporting me gets me. It gets me further along as an artist. It gets me the ability to continue doing what I love and continue living my dream. I have wanted to be a convention artist since I was like 15. I was at a con. I had started drawing seriously, and I was asking people like, "Wow, how do I get to where you're at?" And I had some people that were a little unsupportive. They were kind of confused. They're like, "What do you want from me?" I think I had one artist tell me that, like, what do you want from me? Is what he said. And I was like, I just wanted to ask your advice, sir. I wanted to see how I get to where you are. Now I've definitely I've done the research. I've learned I can do it myself now. Thank you. Um, but when little artists come up to me and ask me, because they have, like, how do I get to where you are? I actually give them the advice they're looking for. So that's always nice, to have an actual artist's advice. I give people the time because I was not given the time on multiple occasions, and where I was given the time, it really resonated with me. So I want to do that. I want to resonate with people, and it's worked. A couple of my friends have started working at conventions now because of me. There's this wonderful artist, Leonel Linux, on Instagram. They had the art. They had the art. I was like, this is quality. This is quality stuff. And they wanted to start tabling, and I gave them the advice, and they've told me they started tabling because of me. This was a time where I thought of quitting. So I just seeing how far they've come. Oh my gosh, they're almost bigger than me. Maybe they are. Maybe they are bigger than me. They have like dozens and dozens of sticker designs, and they're like full body character, beautiful stuff. And now they're inspiring me because they go out of town sometimes to other events, and now I'm asking their advice on how to get out of here. So that's really cool. What comes around goes around. I'm really giddy when it comes to building and making community. So yeah. That's really nice to see. I forgot what my original train of thought was. Um, yeah, just coming a long way, giving advice to people who want to be where I'm at. Because when I was given that advice, it was really nice. It was really nice. Let's figure out. Gosh, this hat design is a design for sure. Okay, I have an idea. Let's do this medium orange color. And that's going to be all the intersecting parts right here. Yeah. And then the outside parts will be the pink. with the coloring especially, I think I'm putting a lot of effort into these stickers compared to the Labubu stickers, because I did just kind of like copy and paste the line art, and then I used like the hue tool to just change the hue, and then I basically just did the flags after I had done my base. The only thing I was changing up was the flags. So the fact that I like what I'm doing now. I'm putting effort into all of the line arts, the coloring. I'm doing it all. They're all gonna be OGs. Yes, OG and Jester and my favorite things. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little hype on my own hype. I know it's like, what is it, 12:31 a.m. But the dreams are strong with this one. 24-hour dreamer is dreaming. Dreaming, like streaming. Maybe I should change my notification. Instead of 24-hour dreamer is drawing, maybe 24-hour dreamer is dreaming. Is that a little too like off the nose? Like, I know it's not on the nose, but do you think it's a little too I don't know. Okay, so the inside is this orange, but should these outside peaks also be orange? I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking, actually? I'm thinking that this all be the oranges, and then this outside stripe be a pink. So, like, instead of orange and... Oops. There we go. And then this will all be different types of oranges. Because I can layer orange on top of orange. Like that I can do. I can do that color. Okay, this color. And then it's like the oranges are overlapping and creating a darker orange. Right? Right? Yeah, let's just say so. And then down here in these little bits will be the darkest orange. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then now that this is orange, it'll be touching the collar, and the collar can be pink. Yay! Color theory. We don't want colors touching. And then the two lights make a dark. Yeah, I'm learning my colors. It's very exciting. My middle school teacher would be so proud of me. Scratch that. My middle school art teacher once told me, I'm not as impressed as you thought I might be. So no, I actually don't think he'd be very impressed to find out I learned that mixing more orange together would get me a darker orange. I think I showed him this piece that it was middle school. We had yet to go over proper blending techniques. And yet I showed him a piece that had like really cool blending. And, he's an adult. He's an adult art. He knows what blending is. So he saw this and he was like, yeah, it's blending. I'm not that impressed. But here I was like, I had just fucking rediscovered the wheel. I mean, what's to do? I was 11. But yeah. My art has come a long way. And yet we still discover the basics, right? All the best artists remember their basics, for sure. Or at least I believe that's what I've been told. All right, and because we're doing like solid colors on this hat, the blending's gonna have to be shading in a different layer, like how I usually do it. I know I'm trying to do something different and this and that, but if it works. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Yeah. I have gotten my second bot response. So that is evidence that I am streaming. Yes, that is good evidence. I think the other day I did get my first bot, and I was so elated because it was my first bot, you know. I wasn't like, oh damn it, you know. It was still like a milestone for me. There we go. Awesome. We've got all those done. So now we're gonna do the darkest orange and put that. Well, one, we're gonna put it right in the center because that's gonna look real nice. And then I think we can do the outside. This up here. Just so we have all the colors working together in a nice pattern. Because if I put it up here, then it'll be touching too many touches. Yeah. I've been doing field work. I've been watching other artists' streams, specifically ones that have VTube models, so that I can kind of inspire myself. I see how their channels laid out, their assets, their extensions and such, and I see how they customize it, and think about how I can translate that into something that expresses who I am. You know, I see what works for them. I calculate if it'll work for me. What I have noticed is that artists that have VTube models also have, their VTube model has a little tablet, and the tablet shows like them drawing, like wherever they have their pen, it shows up on their VTube model's tablet. Like, oh my god, that is so cool. So I definitely want to try. I want to try doing that. I think that'd be really cool. Okay, so let's see. Let's do this light pink, and we'll put this on a multiply layer, and then we'll start shading it out. Yeah, there we go. Actually, do we want like the deeper one, and then we can blend it to be light? It's not that much deeper. Okay, so this is down below behind her ear, and then we actually got a little on her ear right there. Okay, and gosh, I want like the whole thing, yeah, to be. I'll clean it up with an eraser. I promise. Right now, we're just trying to get it filled. There we go. And now comes the eraser. Now we clean it up. Sometimes I go way outside the lines and it makes people nervous. But it's okay. It's okay. It's digital art. We can always clean it up, and we can always press Ctrl-Z. There we go. And now we bring out our trusted little blender. It'll give us that nice blending look. And I do like the painterly style that this blender gives me. So I definitely think I'm going to continue to use it for the other jesters in this series. This is on multiply, right? Yeah. And then we just blend out that the line. I know there's like a thing where I want to try this like lighting technique where we add like a very saturated light to like the edge, and then we put it on like hard light or something. Yeah. Wow, and it's supposed to give this cool saturated light color. That looks pretty cool. I'm gonna go through all the layers. I like going through all the layers and seeing what it does for every single one. Oh, this one's cool. Screen. Color dodge is a little too intense. Hard light was the one that we just went through. What's this one? Vivid light. Vivid light also looks really cool. Hard mix exclusion. Wow, this one's pretty. Divide. It really throws in those complementary colors. And then brightness. Wow. Well, maybe I'll shade with that later. Maybe I'll add some light. But let's do. Okay, so that's without the shading, and then I'm gonna blend it out a little more because it's a little too dark at the edges. There we go. Nah, let's erase like this. Yeah, it's a little too muddy. There we go. Maybe blend that line. Yeah, we'll blend that line a little bit. But I like the texture that eraser gave. I think it'll be all complete once we add the lighting for sure. But this collar down here, yeah, that's gonna be pink. Maybe it can be pink and orange. Yes, I have an idea. So we're actually gonna go back to the line art layer in order to pull this off. Was I using like a 10? I actually don't remember. But we're just gonna add. Oh wait, we have that lace that we were gonna do. Yeah, and the great thing is I can change the color. It's not just gonna show up black. All right, I forgot we were gonna do a lace trim. Make it a little more fanciful Harley Quinn, you know? Is that a good trim, or should I make it just a smidge bigger? Yeah, smidge bigger. Oops, I did not get it on that edge. Total concentration. Oh, my thing froze. Too much concentration. Too much concentration. There we go. Awesome. Okay, now I clean it up as always. We like to clean up. We like oh no. I did that on the line art layer. Oh, I can't clean it up without erasing the line art. So we're going to have to erase it. Oh well, we'll do it again. I just have to complain a little first. And then around here, and then over around there, and then right under here. Yay! It's looking so cute, and it'll look even cuter once I clean it up now that it's on the correct layer. Yes, yes. Actually, we're gonna put this under the line art and see what... Yeah, there we go. Now we can really just, yeah, go inside the line art and clean up where it's overlapping. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Utilize your tools, and you will get a fool. There we go, all cleaned up. You know what? Let me finish it off over here. Because I don't know if it like needs it on this side, but it does look weird that it doesn't have it compared to the other side. There we go. Oh, this is looking so good. Okay, so orange trim and actually, hold on. I'm gonna try something. How does that look? I don't know. Maybe I'll do it smaller. If I can actually line it up with her hairline. You know what? I'm a fan. I'll do it. And then I'll clean it up. All right. Okay. It kind of gives the lace multiple places to be, so it doesn't stick out as much as it should. So that ball is going to remain white because she does need a little white in her design to signify the center of that flag. So let's color pick the lightest pink because that's going to match her hat. And then, gosh, do we just color the whole thing pink since it's kind of like a doily? And then I'll add the accents and stuff on there. Yeah. And you know what? Since it's such a large space, I'm just gonna outline it and then use the fill bucket. Gosh, I'm really loving this. I didn't know that I didn't know if I would have the motivation to begin these Jester Pride stickers until like June, or June is next month, you know. It's such a big project to do 16 plus of these guys, and draw them, you know, line art color from scratch, especially with the way I treated the Labubu situation by like copying and pasting, especially when you're doing like 20 of them. But you know, one late night stream and another late night stream, and you get to where you're going pretty fast. I like that I'm not trying to. I know that it's a good idea to schedule streams and do them in the day, but you know, if you gotta draw, you gotta draw, and if you can stream it, you stream it, right? I'm a little out of the lines on some of these. I'll just clean it really quick. Oh no, never mind. We drew that on the same layer, so it's just gonna live there forever. Okay, cool. Let me see if I can do like a. Yeah, I can do a selection. A selection, new layer, multiply. And then we'll use the same one we did to shade. But if I fretted every time about like, oh well, I have to schedule a stream, I have to wait until people know about it, you know, all that, I think I'd lose a lot of time and motivation. But I'm going at it with my own rules, you know. I can't put too much pressure on myself for these things, or I'll burn out, or I'll start to hate what I love. The good thing is I'm pretty good at talking. I'm an extrovert, so I like filling the space. Which means, you know, if someone watches one of these later, or you know, wants something to help them sleep, I have a little bit of lo-fi, and I have a voice that drone-ons forever, you know. Some people tell me, it's like, oh, I don't know, you just talk so much that I tune you out sometimes. And, fair, fair. But now I can actually make it work, I've said it before, but one of the first pieces of advice I got when it came to streaming was, to just keep talking even if it's to an empty room. She's like, you gotta get used to talking to no one, just in case, Not that she's saying that there's no one's gonna be at your stream, it's just that there's times where you have to continue to do your job, do your job even if no one's listening. Because what if someone tunes in and you're just quiet, and that used to happen a lot with I would stream on Instagram Live. I would I would point my phone camera at my computer screen, and again, I'd do these pretty late at night. So when people can't sleep, they would come to my stream. But I got used to just kind of chatting just in case. Because like I said, what if someone comes in and you don't even notice and you're so quiet and all sorts of stuff. Is this the same orange as this? It looks so dark. That's color theory right there. So I'm gonna use the white instead. That is dark. Oh! It's on multiply. It's on multiply. That's why it's dark. Alright, let me try again. That is cute. Okay, I'm gonna do orange, white, orange, okay? Or should I just do white? I'll do orange, white, orange. Or should I do white, orange, white? Or just orange and white? Oh, the possibilities are endless. We'll see what works. The artists' friends that I asked actually about, like, hey, I'm considering streaming on Twitch. They are so cool. They actually get to go to TwitchCon as artists, and I think that'd be a really cool goal. A really cool goal to set as make it to TwitchCon. Especially since I want to do conventions out of my own community. I want to do some out of state community, out of state cons. I think that'd be really cool. Of course, I'd have to get my taxes and such all in order, but that's another conversation for another qualified person. My thing froze. It keeps doing this. I'm trying to get a new laptop or a desktop for my birthday next month because even though this is a gamer laptop that I am working on, it has seen its days. It has been my laptop for maybe 10 years now. Ever since I got like a Dell that had a manufacturing error. This one's seen me through, but he's getting a little old. So hopefully I can get one for my birthday, one that can perform. I've made friends. And playing games with them is a little restricting sometimes. So I want to be able to play games with them, and I want to be able to go on VR chat without my whole thing like crashing and burning and struggling. And I want to be able to stream without too much trouble, if that's not a lot to ask. But we'll see. All right, here she is. She is gorgeous, and you know what? she's not even done. We are going to add some lighting to her. So let's do... Gosh, I want to keep it in the color scheme. I'm going to do this orange lighting. If not, I'll try a pink. But let's add something to... let's give her a little shine. Let's give her a little shine. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do around here, and we're gonna do this right here, and let's see how those work out. We just threw something on it, you know. There we go. That makes her look golden. Yeah, okay. And with that, we're just going to make sure it's, you know, blended correctly. Soften some of the edges, you know. Here too, we'll make this a little more streamlined with the way the cloth works. And actually, some of these are dips that shouldn't have the lighting. So let's erase that. There we go. Wow. Wow. The hearts, gosh, they look a little non-dimensional. I'm gonna add some shading to them because they're cute. Don't get me wrong, but they are, you know, they are lacking. Let's select this one. I didn't color it in because it's a white, so I have to manually select it. All right, so let's do, let's go up here. Let's add another layer and set it to multiply. And then we'll just, why isn't it going? Oh, it is going. Why is it going so? Let's select the darkest pink that we usually use for, there we go. That's the one we were using for blending, for shading. Okay, and now we painterly blend. Yes, this gives these a little more dimension. And then we'll throw in a little bit of an eraser on some of these because it kind of, yeah, it kind of swallowed them. All right, and shade in. And actually those, the whites of those hearts are, there we go. They were beneath the shading, so they were getting kind of muddled out. Here we go. A little bit more shading. A little bit more blending. Wow! Oh my god, I am really happy with the way this turned out. Oh gosh, her little ping pong ball at the bottom. We didn't get that. How long did this take me? An hour and 18 minutes. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Maybe I have time to do another one. I don't know. Maybe I'll sleep. Maybe I'll do another one. It just depends. It just depends. How I'm feeling, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna be honest here. I did go to the movies earlier, and I did have an energy before going to the movies, so if I am a little too chipper at 1 a.m., that's probably why. And I'm having a drink right now. So let's see. God, wow, I did that, didn't I? It's also because it's a jester that I'm like, yay! So let's save her as, we're gonna have to make a whole new folder for her. I guess we'll go to pictures. I have my art folder, my stickers and buttons, and like I have Pride Labubu's here. I'll have a Pride Pride Jester, I guess. So let's do Pride Jester Lesbian. And we'll save that. And then, just because I need the failsafe, I'm going to save her again, but save her Clip Studio format. Just in case I ever need to go in and mess with the layers or something like that. So Clip Studio format, and she's going to be Pride Jester Lesbian. And actually, I'm really happy to say that at the beginning of this stream, I remembered to hit the record time-lapse. So I get to actually export my time-lapse and share that on my Instagram later. So I'm going to hit length, all or 30 seconds. I'll do all, just because I get to choose the length on Instagram. So we're going to export that. And wait for it to show up. Exporting time-lapse takes a second. But it's doing what it's gotta do. It's doing what it's gotta do, for sure. For sure. She is... Wow, she's so beautiful. I'm admiring my own work, I know. But I'm really proud of how this one came out. I kind of want to do another one. Since we did like the female one, like the lesbian one, maybe we can do the gay one. But I think it'll depend on the vibes. I'm going to draw a jester, and then I'm going to decide on the vibes and see which one it matches. Do I have a Clip Studio Paint folder? No, I'm just going to make a new folder later. So let's put this in my stickers and buttons with the rest of her. There we go. All right. I feel so bad now, like finishing her and then just immediately closing the tab. But yeah, let's hit save. She's saved. So I guess we just close it now. Oh, it's so bittersweet. Close it, do another one. And here's her counterpart, my lesbian pride Labubu. As you can see, they're all pretty copy and paste. Just with like a few exceptions of like makeup and such. So we're on to the next one. It's definitely better than a Labubu at this point. So we're gonna open and do... No, we're not gonna open. Why am I opening a file? We're gonna hit a new file. New file with 4x4 because I want this to be a sticker. So I'm going to do like pretty good dimensions here, pretty square dimensions. Most of my stickers are like 3.5 inches, which is pretty big, and sometimes they don't fit in my sticker thingies. My slime series, a lot of them are 4 inches. They have a 4-inch height to them. So while they're like 2.5 to 3.5 in width, they're like 4 inches tall. And I have to do a separate kind of configuration for them when it comes to displaying them at my table. All right, so second jester time. I have an idea. Okay. So let's do facing forward. And because we're facing forward, we're just going to do the one eye. And really, yeah, let's do a really long eyelash. And that, okay. And because he's facing forward and I'm not good at symmetry, what we're gonna do is cheat. Well, not cheat, but we're going to just copy and flip. Some people, I think it's on Procreate, you can use like a symmetry tool. I don't know if Clip Studio Paint has a symmetry tool, and I've never really checked. I suppose I could one day. It would definitely help me make graphics a little more easier. But you know, I like having fun with it. So we're gonna put this guy right in the center. And he doesn't have irises, so we're gonna give him some irises. Is that center? I don't know. I should have copied and pasted that too. Yeah, that's pretty cool already. Dude, I love jesters so much. That nose is not. There we go. Let's make his nose a little bigger. Let's give him a little. I want them all to be smiling. They're prideful. They're pride jesters. They're all gonna be happy about it, whether they like it or not. So chin. There we go. No. There we go. Is this face too long? I don't know. I'll carve it out with an eraser. He's got some cheekbones for sure. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Well, I'm gonna mirror that one too, just so that I have the correct proportions on either side. Yes. There we go. And copy and paste and select and flip. There we go. Let's make that a little closer to his eye. Is that too narrow? That's a little narrow. That's where it is on the other eye. Like, that's where it hits. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It looks cool. And I had an idea for the hat. It's because I want to do, like, the split hat. Like, with the one I just did, she had, like, the one tail on her hat, and this guy I want two. And let me do him a little. Oops, I need to combine those layers. Okay, layers combined, so I can make his head a little smaller. And let's do some action lines, okay? So we got one going like that, and the other one that I should mirror it, right? Let me finish drawing it first then. Let's do a star here. I think that'd be really cool. And then here will be the jester's collar. That will be tweaked in just a moment. Okay, let's have this up here, and we're gonna go ahead and mirror that. Select and flip. There we go. He looks kind of like a ram, with his eyes so far apart and narrow. It's not bad. I do want to see how it looks like if I move his nose around, though. Let me see how that looks. That's not that bad. I like that a little better, actually. His nose isn't so narrow. He does need... Are his ears going to be inside the hat? Or should his ears be poking out? Let's have his ears poke out. We're gonna have to do symmetry on this one too, aren't we? Yep, we're gonna have to copy and paste it. Man, I wish I just had like the symmetry tool like they do on Procreate. I'm pretty sure Clip Studio Paint has one. But darn it all, if I'm not gonna try to find it now, maybe I'll do so in my free time. There we go. We want to match those up. Ooh, he's already looking pretty cool. I don't like the color though, so we're gonna go ahead and change that. I can't believe we're gonna get to do not one, but 2 pieces on tonight's live stream. Tonight? It's already 1 a.m. Are we sure we wouldn't consider this the morning? Especially for those who live not in my time zone. And I took that into consideration. So I tried to when I post what time I'm going to be streaming, I put like my time zone now. So I put Mountain Standard Time because that's the time that I'd be posting. That I'd be posting. That I'd be streaming. Sorry, I was concentrating on the color a little hard. And this is on a separate layer, so that way I can I can erase everything the way I need to and such. This color isn't like as like flippy as some other colors I've drawn. So I think my next one I'll make the color really flippy. Like see how like here it's just kind of ruffles? What I want to do is a color that's like really tight, like that, like it's just, and then we draw like, and then here's the face. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, something that has like a real overlap with it. Okay, so let's clean this guy up so that way we can see where our folds of our collar landed, especially under his hat. And I think like the other person, the other jester, we're going to add some details to at least one side of his hat. I don't know if I want to try doing the diamond thing again, or if like spots or stripes would work. He is a little big though, so I'm going to minimize him yet again. What do you say this guy is? Do you think that the 2 makes it kind of like bisexual pride, or do you think his like androgynous face makes him more of like non-binary or agender? He's real pretty though, I'll tell you that. Maybe we can do pansexual. That's what I'm feeling right now. What colors would he look good in? Honestly, the symmetry makes me want to do something like bisexual or bigender. but I feel like, gosh, we're gonna have to decide later. For now, I almost forgot his face markings. So we're gonna do stars, because he's got a star on his collar. Yeah, stars at the bottom of his eyelashes. And then we'll do 2 dots right here. And his nose will, they have to have their color, their noses on for sure. So we'll do that, and then his lips will be kind of neutral, I'd say. Oh, his hearts! His hearts, like the for the pride flag. Or should it be stars? Yeah, I need like the color picking thing on him. Maybe it should be stars. Let's do that. Let's do stars. So what we're gonna do is minimize him yet again. And bring him a little bit down. Oh, we have yet to decide what pride flag he is. So that way we can go and color pick the pride flag colors. Gosh, I'm thinking yellows and greens and such is... Let's take a browse. Let's take a browse. So I think this one down here, agender, is a really good contender. We have unlabeled. I think he'd look really nice in these colors. Polyamory? No, nah. Oh, these trans pride flags are going to be real fun. Let's pick from here. So we can either do gay, bisexual, pansexual. What would he look good in? What would he look good in? You know what? We got the symmetry going on. Let's do bisexual. Let's do bisexual for sure. Okay, so we're gonna add 3 hearts above him. 1, 2, and 3. Actually, I liked how I cascaded the other one, so let's do 1 big heart and 2 medium hearts on the side. Yes, that's cute. Now that he's got this little decal going on, let's add stripes. I think bisexual screams stripes. See, now that I know which pride flag is, I know which direction to go in. They need to be a little bit more curved. There we go. Perfect, perfect. Winner, winner, winner. Cherry, cherry, cherry. All right. So one side is striped, one side will probably be plain. Or I can do one that's like a stripe down the center. Nah, it'll be fine. I'll do that. These will be the 2 colors, and then we'll have the 3rd color on this side. That's brilliant, yeah. Alright, we have been streaming for 1 hour and 39 minutes. 39 minutes in like 4 seconds. Which is pretty cool. I like to check in on my time, and because I'm sick right now, I check in on my body because I need to make sure I'm getting enough rest. I say at 2 a.m. in the morning. So maybe we'll do the sketch and then call it for sleep time. Maybe. We'll have to see. I know my VTuber's always looking a little wonky, so it's looking kind of sleepy all the time. So yeah. Okay, we'll definitely finish the sketch, which we're. Actually, I think we are finished with the sketch. and then I'll call it because I have to sleep, because I have to take care of my body, because I'm sick and I want to get better so I can do more art. Um, I went over earlier where you can find me, how you can support me. So please do, if you can. If not, and you just like me here, I'll be here sometimes. I do schedule a broadcast on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and throughout the week I'll do spontaneous ones. Maybe I'll do like Wednesdays and Saturdays. Today is Wednesday. Okay, well maybe I'll schedule one tomorrow at 7. Today at 7. When the sun rises. Mountain Standard Time. Maybe I do need sleep. Anyway, I will see you guys later today, is what I mean. Hopefully I can schedule a 7 p.m. Broadcast to actually get people going and showing up, because it is 2 a.m. and most people are asleep. So I should join them. I thank you for coming and watching, whether it's now or later. And if you weren't here now, I hope to see you in the future. And if you did tune in, I really appreciate it. Good night, everybody. I will see you when I see you.